Hi, Eastview family. Happy Wednesday. Vicki Snyder here again, and I hope you have had a great week so far and that you had the chance to hear Ajay Lal's inspiring message this past Sunday, either in person or online. We are in John chapter 11 this week, and today we are looking at verses 17 to 21. Lazarus has just passed away, the household is grieving, and Jesus finally arrives 4 days later. As Martha meets him, she comes to him with mixed emotions. In verse 21, she says, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." She greets Jesus with a blend of grief and of hope and maybe a hint of disappointment. It's as if she's expressing her pain, but also subtly questioning why Jesus didn't come sooner. How amazing is it that Martha isn't sugarcoating her feelings or pretending everything is fine. She is heartbroken, and yet her faith in Jesus remains unshaken. She continues to say, "But even now, I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you." This is where her example of faith truly shines. Despite her sadness and her grief, Martha clings to the belief that Jesus can still do something, that God's plan isn't confined by time or circumstance. It's a lesson in believing God no matter what. It's a lesson about genuine faith. How many times do we say we believe in God, but do we really have faith when things don't go as planned, when we're truly tested? Martha's faith wasn't just a fair weather faith when everything was going great. It was a rugged, all-terrain faith that could go through rocks, mud, up and down hills without breaking down. A person with this kind of faith can endure the twists and turns of life without losing their trust in God. It reminds me that my faith shouldn't be easily swayed either. That when life gets tough, it's not the time to abandon our belief, but to anchor ourselves even more firmly in God's promises. Martha's response also shows us how important it is to have open dialogue with God. She didn't hold back her feelings from Jesus. She questioned, she expressed her sorrow, and yet in that conversation, her faith remained. It tells me that God can handle my doubts, my confusion, my anger, my pain. It's a reminder that prayer isn't just reciting pretty words. It's a genuine conversation with the Almighty God where I can pour out my heart and trust that He's truly listening. So let's take away some lessons from Martha's encounter with Jesus today. Let's be real about our emotions, but let's also cling to our faith in God's power and sovereignty. Let's remember that God invites our honest conversations and meets us in the midst of our doubts. And just like Martha's faith was rewarded with the resurrection of Lazarus, our unwavering trust in God can lead us to experience His miracles in ways we could never have imagined. After all, if God can bring life out of death, then He can surely bring hope out of our darkest moments.